So here I have the sheep eye that we dissected. I had a difficult time dissecting the eye. The scalpel did not want to cut through it, so my cuts aren't as clean as I was hoping for. But first I'm going to talk about some of the outer aspects of the eye. So first I'm going to talk about the cornea, which is this cloudy area right here. It is a transparent covering that allows light to enter the eye on a preserved specimen. Next, I'm going to talk about the sclera, and the sclera is all of this. So it's the outer layer of the eye. It is a tough connective tissue that protects the inner structure of the eyeball and helps maintain its rigidity. Next, I'm going to talk about the optic nerve, which lies in the back of the eye on the outer area. And the optic nerve is what sends the eye signals to the brain. So that is going to be right back here. Next, I'm going to talk about the front of the inner eye. So I'm going to talk about, first I'm going to talk about the iris. The iris is in between the pupil and the cornea on the lower end. So the iris is a diaphragm that regulates the size of the pupil. Next, I'm going to talk about the pupil itself. So as you can see the pupil really well. The pupil is an opening through which light enters the eye. Next, I'm going to talk about the aqueous humor. So that lies in between the cornea and the pupil, more in the middle. So the aqueous humor is a clear fluid filling the area between the lens and the cornea, composed mostly of water, and it helps maintain the shape of the eyeball. So that is going to be found within there. Next, I'm going to talk about the lens, and as you can see, the lens is going to be right back here in this area. And the lens is a biconvex transparent structure that focuses the light coming in through the cornea and pupil. Next, I'm going to talk about the zonula ciliaris. So that lies right above the pupil, and that is the ligaments that suspend the lens and stretch it to focus vision. Next, I'm going to move on to the hyaloid fossa, and that is going to lie right behind the pupil. And the hyaloid fossa, so it would be right back here if the eyes were to connect, if the eye wasn't cut in half. And that is the indentation of the center of the vitreous body that supports the lens. All right, so next I'm gonna move on to the back of the eye. So as I talked about the outer structures already back here, I'm gonna move to the inner structures. So in the middle of all of the, in between the back of the eye and the front of the eye in this example, is going to be the vitreous humor, which is viscous fluid that fills the vitreous body and helps maintain the shape of the eyeball. Next, I will talk about the coracoid. So the coracoid is going to lie right in here. So it's not the outer layer, it's more on the inside, and it is a thin, dark sheet of tissue between the retina and the sclera. Next, I will move on to the blind spot. So the blind spot is going to be on the interior of the eye, right in front of the optic nerve. So that is the area of the retina where the receptor cells converge to form the optic nerve. And then lastly, I'm going to talk about the retina. And the retina lies between the sclera and the vitreous humor. And the retina is a light-sensitive portion of the eye composed of receptor cells called cones and rods. And we talked a lot about cones and rods this unit, and that cones are responsible for perceiving color, and rods are responsible for perceiving light in different intensity. So, and actually lastly, I'm going to talk about the tapetum lucidum. It is an iridescent portion of the coracoid tissue. It helps night vision by reflecting the available light back onto the retina. So as you can see in here, there's all of this transparent material, which I'm all cleaned up after dissecting my eye. Thank you for watching my video.